I think it's a good enough time with April Fool's Day being tomorrow and all to tell one of the greatest, what a shock, Kimmel-related April Fool's stories that was perpetrated on moi. Some of you have heard it, some of you haven't. I think it bears repeating. Many years ago, I think it was season 1, could have been season 2, can't quite recall, of The Man Show, I got a call from the Dixie Chicks publicist. And the prank has not begun yet. This is an actual phone call. I'm doing Loveline on MTV. The Man Show is first or second season. We're still working on it. We're in our office. Me and Jimmy shared an office. And I get a call from the publicist over for the Dixie Chicks. And they say, Natalie, the lead singer from the Dixie Chicks, she wants to take you to the Grammys. She wants you to escort her to the Grammys this year. And I thought, oh, that sounds kind of cool. I like the Dixie Chicks. I've never been to the Grammys. And then how I knew I was really going to go and really in is because I spoke to her, and she said, I was watching MTV, and you told a story on MTV on Loveline where you were driving with your girlfriend in the car, and you broke wind, and you started fanning the gas up toward your face, and your girlfriend was disgusted and said, do you have to fan the gas up toward your face? And you said to her, I'm driving an automobile. You want me to tuck my head between my legs while I'm driving? She was in love with that for some reason.
The pithiest fart joke ever.
Yes. I was like, we will go into a tree. Is that what you want? Now, please, I'm trying to focus and flap. For some reason, Natalie from the Dixie Chicks was delighted with that gas humor and decided I should escort her to the Grammys. So I thought, well, this is going to be a tough sell with the girlfriend, But I said, look, you get to go to the concerts, you get the freebies, you get the backstage, you get the fun stuff, and then every once in a while I have to and I shouldn't have said bang, escort another gal to the Grammys. And I'm going, and I'm in, and this is going to be a good time. And as it turns out, they won. And I was sitting right next to them, and the cameras went over to us. The other chicks were hugging their husbands and kissing, and I was like standing there next to Natalie. And I knew my then girlfriend and now wife would be home watching this, so I just extended a hearty handshake. There you go. That a girl. Excelsior. So they went off and collected their Grammys, and I had to go do Loveline, the TV show, the radio show that night. So we just partied for an hour or something, and then I got in the limo and went off and did that. So I got back to the office the next day, and and there was a bouquet of flowers waiting for me when I got back, on my desk, and it said, thanks for the Grammys, good times, thank you, Natalie from the Dixie Chicks. And I was like, oh, well, that was nice of her. And of course, Jimmy and my partners at the Man Show were like, well, what went on over there? Nothing. And we just had a good time. It's okay. Well, how's Lynette doing? How's your girlfriend doing? She's a little PO'd, but she's okay. I think she'll recover. All right, fine. So it has her cell phone number on the card, and I give her a call, and I say, hey, Natalie, this is Adam. I just want to thank you for sending over the bouquet of flowers, and I had a nice time. Oh, that's great. Fine. She was very casual about it. That's it. The next day, I show up to the office, and on my desk, and I'll try to get the order of these things right. On my desk, it's like an oversized chocolate chip cookie or something with candles, and it says, Natalie from the Dixie Chicks, give me a call. And I was like, wow, all right, well, all right. So I give her a call. I actually call her that night. And here's the part, and this is the part that Kimmel could have never worked in, but it was just kismet that it worked out this way. I called her, and she's like, hello. She's in Nashville. I'm driving into work at 10 at night, and she's like, hey, I'm watching you on TV right now. And I was like,
poor kid's got it bad for the ace man.
For the ace man, yeah. It's going to be tough to let her down. I don't want to, I could ruin a career here if I let her down, because the confidence is all you bring out there on stage, a banjo and your confidence. So I was like, hey, listen, Natalie, I had a great time the other night. And, when you Dixie Chicks come into L.A., by all means, come on the radio show. But, I'm in a pretty serious relationship. But again, I'm, flattered that you asked me to the Grammys. It was great. And, so we'll talk to you when you come into town next. Okay, then? all right. Doing what I should be doing. Next day, come in to the office. There's a 6-foot sub at this point.
The height of romance.
written in mustard. On top of it, it says, "I will not be ignored." Now, I should have got suspicious because I remember saying, Giamella's. I love that sub place. How did she know that Giamella's is my favorite sub place? But anyway, and all the stupid riders that were in on it, of course, no one bothered to go to lunch or pack a lunch. They all just came running in with
I was just
plates.
going to say, that's Kimmel working a little fringe benefit there, right? Giamella's is his favorite sub. Well, I'll get to eat some of that.
Right. So we had that, and of course Kimmel's there like, "Hey, buddy, this is getting out of hand." I should have known because normally he just has his face buried in his laptop and doesn't even know when I'm talking. But he was like, all of a sudden he was inorganically or unorganically concerned. He was like, "What is going? What is that, by the way? Do we? Oh, okay, all right, we cool? We got a phone call? No. Dave, you got a phone call?
Dave pressed the phone.
Dave, hit your phone, would you? Something's going on with your phone there. Thank you. Thank you for stealing my thunder.
I didn't press it. I didn't touch the phone.
All right. Let's just keep moving forward. Where the hell was I? All right, where was I?
Yes. So
now Kimmel is saying, "Oh, man, this is getting out of hand. You got to call this girl. You got a full-blown stalker on your hands." She's all right. Leave her alone. The following day, I get some lingerie waiting for me at my desk from Natalie that basically just says, "Just come out to Kentucky and F me." And of course, now Jimmy says, "Listen, buddy, I swear if you don't call, I will. You better call her, and you better lay down the law right now. You got a good woman at home. This is going to spin out of control." He got me all revved up, and I was like, and of course, at that point, my S didn't stink. I was like, well, look, she's only flesh and blood. I don't want to come down on her too hard. There's a lot of women and only one ace man. Kimmel, let me explain something about ladies, something you could never understand. You look at me and you say, well, what a blessing, but it can be a curse as well. I don't know what people like, my personality, or it's just the machismo. It's just the man they're going after. He's like, "You better call her right now." So I called her. Called her on her cell phone. She was at a Nashville pottery barn with her mom. I'll never forget. Jimmy Kimmel's now on the phone. She picked up the phone. Yes, thank you, Brusker, for that sound effect. Jimmy?
Hey there.
Hey, Jimmy. Hey, Jimmy, I don't know if you heard the Dixie Chicks story. Is there something I've left out, or are we pretty well covered on that beside the ending?
Well, I think I didn't hear the whole thing, actually. I was unconscious, but
right.
I was speaking to Brian, and it really was one of the greatest pranks ever. You told about the sandwich and about the panties and the...
Yes.
In the end, my favorite part of the story, and I hope you got to this, was when Adam actually got on the phone with Natalie.
We stopped and picked up the phone, ironically, with you right at the point of the story when I picked up the phone with her. Jimmy yelling across the office from behind his desk, "You call her now and put an end to this." I was like, oh, okay, boss. Yeah, she was with her mother when she was at a pottery barn with her mother, and
yes. Let me tell it, because I watch and it's indelibly burned into my brain. Adam calls Natalie, and I said, "Adam, you got to call her, because Adam's girlfriend, I was like, this is going to become a problem, and you got to get this cleared up right away. I mean, you really have to." And for some reason, Adam went along with that. And he gets her cell phone number. And yes, that's true. She was at a pottery barn with her mom. And Adam calls and he goes, "Hey, it's Adam." And, it was a little bit of chit-chat. And he goes, "I just want to, thanks again for the flowers and for the sandwich and for the
underpants,
the panties. It took you a little while to get to the panties." But, I have a girlfriend, and she's, and then all of a sudden Adam says, "You didn't?" And then Adam looks up at me and Daniel, our friend, and we are almost under the table. We're dying laughing. And Adam, this is one of the most brilliant transitions I've ever seen. Adam goes, "So, how's the new album coming?"
That's right. That's why I was up for Marconi last year.
It was great because you acted as if none of the previous conversation had happened at all.
And it was all, the whole thing couldn't, I mean, Jimmy did a great job pulling the prank, but the pieces the stars aligned too, because she never did send the initial bouquet of flowers over to the desk. That was Jimmy. But when I called her to thank her for it, she thought her publicist had sent it and just took credit for it. Yeah, no problem. So every I had been dotted, every T had been crossed. Wow.
But you're a bright guy. An 8-foot sub written in mustard with a message.
6 foot. Yeah, I know. And from Giamello's, too.
Your favorite place.
I know, me announcing. How that just, in my feeble mind, that meant she loved me more. The fact that she would take the time to research my favorite subjoint. From all the way in Nashville. What a gal.
That's the thing. We never expected it to go that far. We never expected it to get to the part where you had to make the phone call, because we thought once you got the sandwich with "I will not be ignored" on it, then you go, "Oh, you guys." But
right. Well, you underestimate how thick I actually am.